What's up YouTube, PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you our Week 6 battle in the PFL Major Leagues. This week we are taking on Wiktor and the undefeated Cracovia Staraptors. He is undefeated for a reason, so this is going to be one hell of a difficult matchup. He decided to bring his Landorus Incarnate, Blaziken, Tangrowth, Florges, Mega Blastoise, and Reuniclus, as I decided to bring our Mega Alakazam, Golurk, Manaphy, Entei, Kyurem, and Jolteon. So without further ado, let's get into this. I apologize for all these issues with the sprites. My internet's really buggy tonight. I'm trying to upload and edit and render and a whole bunch of different things at once, so it's just been a complete mess. So I apologize for that, but there's not much I can do for it right now. So we're just going to get into it. I'm going to go ahead and set it to normal, play, and switch sides. So he leads with his Blastoise right off the bat, as I lead with my Golurk, and somehow he predicted my Golurk lead. I don't know why, but I switch out into Trident, our Manaphy, and take the incoming Scald beautifully, but I get burned turn 1. So right off the bat, Scald burns, ladies and gentlemen. There they are. Out into the Tangrowth he goes, as I predict that, and go for the Ice Beam, which does not much damage, but it's something. I am going to swap out now and go into my Sacred, the Entei, Choice Banded Entei, which gets knocked off, and that's really unfortunate. That's going to matter so much later on in the matchup. I swap out here into Omboy the Jolteon as he switches back out into his Mega Blastoise. He is going to swap now into his Tangrowth as I just go for a Shadow Ball, predicting a switch to happen. I am now just going to Volt Switch on the Tangrowth. I have no reason to stay in here. And I'm going to go out into Sacred once again, as the Tangrowth goes for a Leaf Storm. Sweet stuff. I am just going to go for the Sacred Fire, I'm going to go for the Willows, guaranteed burn on something. Now the Blastoise, which has no reliable form of recovery, is now going to get whittled down. So that's cool. He goes for the Scald as I switch in my Manaphy, who's going to take that Scald like a champion. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and go for a Calm Mind, because I can. At this point, I just need to get big hits off on something. And Hard Body the Reuniclus here is going to take a Scald real nice, and go for a Psychic and take out my Manaphy, which sucks. But we got decent damage off on that Reuniclus. I'm going to go ahead and Shadow Ball it. Come on in and Shadow Ball it. It's going to go for a Recover. That really sucks. This ends up being a little bit of a stall fest. I am just going to go for another Shadow Ball as the Hard Body goes for Recover. I'm like, can I get one Spadef drop, please? You get a Scald Burn, turn 1, can I get a Spadef drop? So I decide just to Volt Switch here because I'm not getting anywhere with this. And I go out into my Golurk, who takes the Psychic really well, because we are a stall fest, and I just go for a Heavy Slam, predicting a Florges switch in, but that doesn't happen. Goes for the Psychic and gets us down a little bit. I am just going to go for the Earthquake, guarantee the KO. My Spadef gets dropped, of course, because why not? I just stay in here and I take the Flare Blitz from this Blaziken really nicely, and I'm able to take it out immediately with an Earthquake. So that's really awesome. So Golurk picking up 2 kills there, which is really great. Landorus is just going to come in here and go for the Earth Power and take me out, which is totally fine. I'm going to go immediately into Kyurem and pressure this thing out. Kyurem is so good at pressuring out Mons. I'm going to go for the Ice Beam and get really huge damage off on this Florges, which is great. He's going to go for the Protect, which is actually a really dickish move, because now he has enough HP to live an Iron Head from us. I'm just going to go for the Iron Head. It's going to do ridiculous damage, and he's going to go for Moonblast and almost take out Jotunheim, which really pissed me off, because I was like, if you hadn't gone for that freaking Protect, we would have been able to take you out. But I am able to take out the Florges with the incoming Ice Beam, and then I realize right here I have nothing for the Tangrowth anymore, so we are really having trouble. In comes the Landorus as I go into my Jolteon. I'm going to go for the HP Ice, revealing it now as the Tangrowth comes in on the switch. Tangrowth, again, I can't touch Tangrowth, so I just go for the Volt Switch, as I am going to go into my Entei. and try my best to take this thing out. He's going to go for a Rock Slide, predicting that, which is a really, really good play on his part. But I'm just going to go for the Sacred Fire. Now, notice how much damage this does. Almost nothing. If this was a banded Sacred Fire, it would have done, like, way more than that. It would have done at least 30%, and we would have actually been in a good spot. The Blastoise goes for Rest. And this is where I think we essentially lost the match, because that Blastoise now is at full HP, and it's just sitting there with very few things to take it out. Jolteon's here. He's just going to HP Ice this Tangrowth and just going to do the best he can and get knocked off and beaten by the Tangrowth, but there wasn't much else I could do at that point. At this point, I go out into Gandalf and Mega Evolve. I think that I'm safe to go ahead for a sub right here. I think I'm safe for a sub. I am not safe for a sub. Just go straight for the knockoff, which really, really sucks. I should not have gone for the sub. I should have gone straight for the Psyshock. Do as much damage as possible. I would have been at 45% HP right now, so I would have been at a much more decent amount of HP. And he goes onto the Landorus and immediately shows me that he's Scarfed. So I'm like, oh, well, that's GG. So he basically saved the Scarf Landorus. He didn't reveal it too early. I get a crit Extreme Speed, which is kind of cool. But Scarf Landorus essentially just beats the remainder of my team. And he is going to remain undefeated as we fall to now 4-2. This video is going to double as an update for Week 4. Our opponent for Week 4 has dropped, so we win. So, yeah. Hopefully we can bounce back from this next week and start picking up wins again, but I mean, he was undefeated. You know, he's the number 1 in the league right now, so I can't necessarily be mad at myself for that one, but it's still kind of a little sore about it, you know. But yeah, until next time, guys, I guess I'm PokePrimer, signing off.